Yahoo Fantasy World Soccer 2010. We're going to take a look at Tucson Red Carders, review the action that's taken place since we last spoke last Sunday. A lot has happened in the Tucson Red Carders group and in World Cup action. Round 1 wrapped up on Friday, and the round of 16, the knockout stage, began this past Saturday. So we're going to take a look at what's happened in the standings and on the pitch in World Cup action. Just a reminder too, round of 16 action is still underway. We're halfway through that round, which continues through Tuesday. Last Monday, we're going to jump back to last Monday on the pitch. Portugal destroyed North Korea 7-0. That was the highlight of Monday's action. That was the biggest blowout of the tournament to date. Tuesday in tournament action, South Africa put France out of their misery with a 2-1 victory over France. The well-documented dispute between the coach and the players and the boycott of practice was followed up by a terrible display on the field as well, and France had an unceremonious defeat and removal from World Cup action as such. So also on Tuesday, Uruguay remained unscored against by knocking off Mexico. Uruguay went into round of 16 action having not yet given up a goal. On Wednesday, the U.S. had their well-documented and highly publicized victory, picking up a win over Algeria to win their group and advance to round of 16 action by finally scoring a goal, breaking a 0-0 tie in the 91st minute of play. So the U.S. finally played with a lead, albeit a very brief amount of time as the leader in a game, winning that one 1-0 to advance. And on the same day, England finally picked up their first win of the tournament, knocking off Slovenia, allowing them to advance out of the group as well. On Thursday, Slovakia put Italy out of its misery. Italy, the defending champion of the World Cup, was knocked out of play after losing to Slovakia to wrap up their group play period. Also on Thursday, the Netherlands stayed undefeated. They knocked off Cameroon. On Friday, wrapping up the opening round competition, Brazil split with Portugal in the big game of the day. No other notable action from Friday. So after round 1 was completed Friday morning, Greek Thunder held the points lead. He had 56 points, taking over first place there. Second was GOAL with 55 points. There was a tie for third between Glory Man United and the Showstopper with 52 points each. And rounding out the top 5, Keeper for Life finished up round 1 with 51 points. Then round of 16 play began on Saturday, so we've had 2 days worth of round of 16 action. The scoring gets bumped up here, 4 points if you pick the game correctly, 2 points if you pick the score correctly as well. So a lot more points on the line each day as each game matters just a little bit more. On the pitch, Saturday, Uruguay defeated South Korea to move on to the quarterfinals. Uruguay did give up a goal in that game, but played very well. And the U.S. was upset by Ghana. For the second World Cup in a row, Ghana beats the U.S., and the U.S. is done as far as World Cup play is concerned after a dramatic win in overtime. On Sunday, Germany destroyed England 4-1, England's worst loss in World Cup history as Germany advances in the knockout stage. And Argentina knocked off Mexico to also advance in World Cup play. So we sit just 2 days worth of rounds of 16 action in the books. 2 more days, 8 more games to go. 4 more games to go in World Cup round of 16 action. So plenty of points left to be made there. We're going to take a look here at the current standings. It looks like Greek Thunder holds down the lead with a 2-point lead. 68 points total, having picked 28 games correctly to go with 6 scores correct. Running through the rest of the top 5, Glory Man United holds second place by just 2 points out of first place, having picked 26 games right and 7 scores correct. Third right now is the Showstopper with 64 points, just 4 points out of first place. And GOAL sits fourth with 63 points. And rounding out the top 5, Orange Power Dutch Art Clutch, 61 points total, 24 games picked correctly, just 7 points out of first. Now 6 through 10, things are a little tight here. This spot reserved has 60 points, is currently tied for 6th with Arsenal US. Both teams have 60 points, 2 points back. Broken Ankle sits 8th right now with 58 points, 10 points out of first place. 9th place right now, Football, 55 points on the board so far. And rounding out the top 10, Rooney with 53 points. Now, 15 points separate first from 10th. Keep in mind you can actually make up 12 points a day, so there's still 12 points to go Monday and 12 more points to go Tuesday in just this round. So 24 points still on the board overall. So a lot of things can change in just a day still, as the top 10 are just 15 points apart. Now, rounding out the rest of the field, 11th is a four-way tie right now between I Love Foosball, Dizzy Lizzy, Keeper for Life, and Kaka. All those teams have 51 points. They're just 2 points out of the top 10, so they can still make a lot of noise and move a lot of positions in the standings with just one day's competition. Now, Keeper for Life was 5th after round 1 competition. Hasn't made any picks yet in round of 16 action, so has tumbled 6 spots in the standings and has really let the pack catch up to that team. Now we sit 15th with a two-way tie between Otis and the Drunks Do Soccer and Goal. Goal was also a team that was pretty high in the standings, but hasn't been doing well in round of 16 action. So Otis has caught up there, 15th, and Goal 15th with 49 points. These two teams, though, are only 4 points out of the top 10, so still a lot of ground that can be made up, especially with a lot of teams bunched up in the points. 17th right now is Who Will Be Headbutted this year, 48 points, just 5 points, I'm sorry, out of 10th. 18th right now, Yellow Card. Yellow Card has just 15 games correct, but has picked 7 scores right. That's tied for the league lead in scores picked correctly. 41 points total for Yellow Card, but just 12 points, 1 day's worth of games out of 10. So a lot of ground can still be made up there. London Tea Party of 2010 not doing so well, 36 points overall in 19th. And 20th is Pipsqueak 7 with 34 points. Now, as far as the first day of action goes from Saturday, just 2 teams picked Ghana out of the group of 20 teams. Just 2 selected Ghana. That was GOAL and Pipsqueak 7. The only team to be perfect in Saturday's action, the 2 games on Saturday, the only team to get both right was Pipsqueak 7. Still last place despite doing so well in the first day of competition, but closed the gap quite a bit. No team has been successful in picking all 4 games right in round of 16 action so far. So round of 16 continues through Tuesday. You're going to have 2 games on Monday and 2 games on Tuesday. 24 points left to go in this round for people to pick up. The quarterfinals are going to start Friday morning. Quarterfinals start Friday morning, so you're going to want to go back in there. Starting Tuesday night, you'll be able to pick your selections for the quarterfinal matchups, which you'll want to get in there by Thursday night at the latest to get your picks in. Quarterfinal games are worth 6 points if you get those games right, and 3 more if you pick the score correctly. So even more points are on the table as we get further and further into this competition. The next time we're going to speak is going to be July 4th, Sunday. We're going to talk about what's happened in the week. So we'll hope to see you back then for a further look at what's happened in Tucson Red Carders action.